Hi, I'm Stacy Smike Santiago, and this is Work Smarter, insight and tools to accelerate your fulfillment and your success. Today I have for you a topic called how to stop people pleasing. I know there are many people pleasers out there, and that's not necessarily a bad thing if it means that you listen well and you show empathy and compassion, care about people. That's great, and I'm sure that they really love that about you. But you know who you are when it goes beyond that. And what happens is you seek validation from others and you take things personally. Even in a meeting, if someone doesn't seem to react well to your comments, you start to internalize that and you need that validation so that you know that you're good enough. Okay, and that's where it becomes detrimental and unhealthy. Why does that happen? Well, if you have a boundary that is consistently permeated by what other people think, by external decisions, people's influences, what they're saying to you, that's going to hit you here. It means you don't have a boundary intact. Okay? And underneath that boundary, what's going to strengthen that? How would you get that back? And it's by this one question that I want you to start with. And that is, what determines my value? I want you to ask that to yourself. So it would be like me, what determines the value of Stacy? And that's not your professional value. It's not how good you are at work. It's nothing to really do with that. It's the value that you determine for yourself. And it is not based on what other people think of you. So for example, what I'm trying to get you to do is move away from your identity as you know it, that's determined by what other people think, and stepping onto a foundation that is unshakable, and it only can change if you decide that it will. Okay, so let me get back to that example. Your value initially, you might think, is, well, how much people like what I do and how useful they think I am and how I'm making them happy. Okay, now what if you change that to something that is very passive and is determined by what other people think? If you change that to something like, to the extent to which I give my best so that it positively impacts people in the world. Okay, so that's a shift where you decide that you give your best. Okay, and you know what? You might be lacking in skills sometimes where you do get some negative feedback, well, and that's okay. But know that you're not lacking in who you are. You never have a deficit of whether you're enough. You always are enough. And you know what? It's time for you to define your success, what that means to you. Define what's enough for you and define your value. What do you stand for, you, as you decide it? Hope that makes sense. It's definitely a complicated question that a lot of people struggle with. What determines my value? So hop on over to the blog, let me know your thoughts, and I can help you there. Thank you for joining us for Work Smarter, and I'll catch you next time.